My name is David Heitler. I'm co-founder and managing director of Akwaba Afrika, and we are a outbound tour operator from Germany selling clients to Africa. So basically, we cover over 20 destinations all over the African continent, and we specialize in tailor-made trips. I have a bachelor degree in African studies. During my studies, I was already helping a friend of mine who owns a safari company in Tanzania to send clients. So I said, let's turn this side hustle into my main job. And me and my co-founder, we started with Akwaba Africa almost 10 years ago. When I finished with school, in Germany, we still had the mandatory military service back in the days. So I said, I'm not going to the military. I'm doing a civil service, but we were able to do it abroad. So I found a NGO who were doing some projects in East Africa. So I ended up doing my civil service in Tanzania, but in the countryside. It was really rural area, but it was nice. I really enjoyed the experience, and I got to travel a lot in the country. So I saw so many things. So then afterwards, whenever I met people and we talked about Tanzania, they all started with the same things they saw or they wanted to saw. It's all about Serengeti, Kilimanjaro, Zanzibar. It's only these three things. So I would say, look, have you ever considered going there and have this experience and let's say visit this region or even go on that trip? And most of them had no idea that it even existed. So I realized that a lot of potential of, let's say, the first idea was some kind of cultural tourism only, where we go to the countryside and experience the how to say, like rural areas and not the tourist hotspots, but off the beaten track. So that was my first idea. And as I said, I was helping a friend of mine. He owned a safari company in northern Tanzania to send in clients. So I was dealing with his clients in German to put their safari, but it was all the same. It was always the safari with some Zanzibar or some beach extension in the end. And I really hated that it was such a diverse country, but it was like in publicly it was only limited to these three areas. So then again, like with my co-founder, we had a long backpacking trip where we went from Tanzania to Kenya to Ethiopia, even to Somaliland, and we saw a lot in between, which is not touristic. And then when we came closer to our bachelor thesis, we were like, okay, we need to figure out what we want to do afterwards. And there was a look. We know what we love about the countries we visited, but if we go to the websites of the big or of the competitors, I mean, we were not competitors yet, we realized that many of these things were not covered at all. We said, okay, look, there is something we want to show people. We want people to experience because it was a great experience for us, but there's no one offering it. And then somehow over there it grew the idea. So in the beginning, we wanted to have it more like a travel agency. We're not responsible for everything, and how to say connecting them to African tour companies running these tours, but there were some legal issues. We were not able to do so because the European consumer law is quite strict with tourism. So then we decided, okay, and then we need to go deeply in it and do it properly from scratch and have the full responsibility for everything, but being able to fully control the product. And I think basically for me, I would say it was the process of finding the problem or even to realizing that there is a problem. It was because I saw it, I liked it, I wanted to share it, but no one knew it's existing. Having studied African study does not necessarily help with the touristic stuff. So we had to learn tourism from scratch because we had no idea what we were doing in the first instance. But still today it helps us in terms of communication with the clients. So a major issue we do have is when talking about traveling to Africa. Africa is a huge continent, and we want to explain to them that Africa is a bit different to what they might experience or what they might what they might expect, and also every country, every region is different. So people call us and say, look, I want to see elephants in Africa. And we're like, yeah, you might see elephants depending on where you're going, but imagine you have so much more to experience. It's not about animals only, it's about people, it's about landscapes, etc. And in terms of the language we use, the background is quite helpful. We try to educate our clients to have like a bit of mind shifting. But then again, after we graduated, we decided to start our business. We had big help from Smile, which is an entrepreneurial initiative at the University of Leipzig, and they helped us in the process of starting a business to write a business plan, a financial plan, and to plan the marketing, etc., where we obviously had no idea about it before. There are many tour companies out there doing trips to Africa, so we're all doing the same. We're sending clients, we use the same hotels, the same national parks. So no matter where you book, Serengeti is always nice. And if you go to Accra, it's always the same city. It does not change. But the problem we saw in the industry is that there are some approaches to sustainable tourism, but most of them were only like a little bit, they're offsetting some carbon emissions and call it sustainable. That's not how we understand the problem. So we said, if we're going into tourism, first of all, we want them to experience what we experienced, which is a different approach. As my partner and I, we both used to live in different African countries, and we had some insights there, and that that's what we liked. That's also the reason our name is Akwaba Afrika, and Akwaba is a kind language that means welcome, and that's our understanding of Africa. No matter where we went, and we've been to many different countries and regions, and no matter where we went, the people were mostly open and really welcoming, and it was always like no questions. They welcomed us, we had a nice time together, and we're open-minded and chatted together. So we said, this culture of welcoming, that's in our name, and we want people to experience it. So we try to not only go to safari all the time, but rather have some cultural interactions to talk with local people, to see communities, to visit all of these places. We have more than 20 destinations to cover, which differ. So on the product side, we range from, let's say, beach holidays to safaris to walking holidays, into cultural holidays, self-driving holidays, but it's all tourism related. If you find in a quite in German say gesättigte Branche, so in a full industry, and there's no possibility at all, but still in between you find a niche and say, look, in this niche I can compete, I can excel. So this is the point where you can still go and try your luck, but you should be open to work a lot and hard, and to learn from your competitors, because it's not as that you're copying something, but for example, when we started at the beginning, we said we did not want to do self-drive holidays because we did not believe in the concept. But after some time, we found out that that's actually in some destinations is a big niche, where there's a lot of demand but no supply. So in 2016, we started with self-driving holidays in Tanzania. No one ever did before on the German market, and everyone said it's not possible. And all of a sudden, we had like a major pillar of sales where we said this is doing it. In between was doing like half of our Tanzania sales, only for the self-driving holidays, because the competitors all had the old opinion to it's not possible, which was true like 10, 20 years ago, but they did not improve, or they did not learn and did not improve their knowledge about the product, just stick to the old mantra. So that's what I say, sometimes you need new ideas to think outside the box and think, what is possible? Is something possible? We said, look, there is some potential, the others are not taking, so we go into this niche. And out of the niche, you can still grow into the major markets, but then you're already experienced, you have more funds available, and you can grow bigger out of the niche. But I think for the beginning, in a full market, the niche is the best possible option to start. I would say my top 3 learnings from the founding process or the first years was definitely you always have more costs than expected. No matter what, it always turns out to be more expensive. So plan with enough capital to fund it. Second learning is don't save on marketing because you might have the best possible product in the market, but if no one knows about it, you still go bankrupt. So you must have proper marketing. And the third learning, don't overthink it. Like you might do a plan, but the plan's changing anyway, and unless there are legal like if there are legal conditions, of course you must hit them. But like within your business case and within everything you do, don't overthink it. Just start, and in the process you realize the proper issues because like sitting at home or in the office and thinking about a product, a service, an issue you might get, it's not what the market says. So as soon as you hit the market or you approach the market, you will realize where can I adjust the product. If you already overthought it, you're so stuck in what you want to do that you might not react to the market needs. So